Over the holiday season, carbon monoxide poisoning claimed the life of an elderly man at a long-term care facility in Humboldt. The deadly gas from a leaky boiler at the facility, on top of his history of medical issues, contributed to his death. And according to recent reports, carbon monoxide detectors have since been installed in that facility. Southwest TV News caught up with officials at the Cypress Health region here in the Southwest to find out the safety precautions in place at its healthcare facilities.
So with the incident that occurred in Humboldt, we have been looking at our facilities. We don't have carbon monoxide detection equipment in any of our facilities at this point. So one of the things that we're working on is a short and longer term plan as to how we address that. And again, taking an opportunity to make our environments as safe as possible.
Vachon goes on to stress that a safety plan for its new and existing facilities will be hashed out in the near future.
It's really looking at our infrastructure and what do we need to do to, wire in the kind of equipment that we need that we know then is installed in a way that's safe and reliable and doesn't require batteries to be checked on an ongoing basis and all of those kinds of things. So those are the things that we're looking at, and by the end of this week, we'll actually have a really good idea of the plan that we're going to put in place.
Carbon monoxide detectors are just as important on the home and business front. Many homeowners have smoke detectors, but having a working carbon monoxide detector is just as crucial.
Mostly because carbon monoxide is something you can't see, you can't smell, and unless you have an annual furnace check, you'd never know if you had a problem with your heater or your furnace that was causing carbon monoxide to leak into your home. So it's one of those things that people should be very aware of, and if you don't have one, get one. If you do, make sure the batteries are up there, that it's plugged in, and keeping them clean as well. I always suggest that people run a vacuum over them to help clean them out and make sure that they're running properly.
And although the importance of having a carbon monoxide detector is clear, there still are a few gray areas when it comes to making them mandatory in certain public buildings or in new housing construction.
The National Building Code is the standard that applies. We adopted in Saskatchewan. The current edition that's in force requires that carbon monoxide alarms be installed in residential facilities. And residential facilities mean houses, apartment buildings, hotels, that type of thing, that were constructed after October 1st, 2009. Okay. The next edition of the Building Code, which was just recently published, and the Saskatchewan intends to adopt, also has requirements for carbon monoxide alarms in care facilities, so nursing homes, that type of thing. But that's where it stops. And our review of the 2010 National Building Code will examine whether that's enough, whether or not it needs to look at other types of facilities and require them be placed in there. It could also, this isn't typical. New building codes aren't retroactive. We could examine the possibility of looking at whether they should be installed in all buildings, whether newly constructed or not.
Common sources of carbon monoxide buildup include open flames, space heaters, water heaters, blocked chimneys, or running a car inside a garage. Therefore, regular inspections of furnaces, fireplaces, and chimneys are important in preventing any future problems. Symptoms of carbon monoxide poisoning include headaches, nausea, shortness of breath, dizziness, and lightheadedness. If you suspect your home or facility has a carbon monoxide leak, get out of the building immediately and call the local fire department. Thousands of Canadians fall victim to carbon monoxide poisoning each year.